And we'll give you an example of each of these. These are ones that we use in detective school. But I thought for right now, we'll just give you a couple of takeaways that you can apply right now to your audience, to your students, your members, your patients, your clients as well. So one is our study on social proof. The point of social proof, just so you know, the true definition is when you're uncertain of what to do, we look to others, similar others, to see what they did. And we all know the examples of the fake lines at popular clubs, you know, not letting the doors open, leaving people outside, because as you're walking to decide which club to go to, you say, well, everyone's going to this club. That's what I'll do as well. The tip jar, if you're a musician like me, you know you never leave an empty tip jar up front. You put 10s and 20s in it, right? Why? Because people are listening to your music saying, wow, these guys are great. Should I tip? I didn't pay at the door. Should I? Oh, there's a tip jar. Should I give a single? No, look, there's only 10s and 20s in there. So people are looking at what others are doing and then modeling the same behavior. Same with clapping. We all know we can get people to clap in a room. I always embarrass my teens by, you know, clapping when their name's announced and then the whole room claps. That's what happens. Should we clap or should we not clap? Oh, somebody's clapping. We all clap. So keep that in mind. That is social proof. It's creating this action because similar others are doing things and then you just model along. So here's the usual definition of social proof in marketing is testimonials, right? That's what we all use. I would argue that testimonials have their place, but it's not social proof. Why? Are we looking for similar others who are doing things and then we take the same action? So if you look at the testimonials, there's some names. Others will say, well, no, you don't just need the names. You need to put someone's picture with the testimonials. And others will say, no, what's better is to, you know, show real-time comments of people liking your product or even video testimonials. That's powerful, we're told, for testimonials. And I've used all of these. I haven't used this one, the old button that pops up. You're on a website sometimes and you'll say, hey, Chris from England just bought what you're looking at. It's trying to create social proof. The question is, are we uncertain? Are we truly uncertain? Is our mind not made up? Are these similar others? If I look around, do I say, well, Steven's a guy's name, or maybe I have an MBA, so am I similar to Tracy? Or do I look like this picture? I'm not sure I see similar others here. And are they performing behaviors? Well, they're talking about the product, but not necessarily behaviors. So the point is that this is not truly social proof. Does it work? It has its place, but it's not social proof as we defined it. So that's one way of bungling. Here's something that might save you a couple $1,000. How not to get smuggled with social proof. We've probably been to these events where somebody's giving a pitch on stage. They get to the critical moment and they say, it's only $1,997. It's only available for 10 minutes. Get to the back of the room now. And if you've been to these events, you'll see people will jump out of their chairs and run to the back of the room. Guess what's happening? Social proof. If you follow the crowd, they call that the Buffalo Stampede. The people running to the back of the room and you run along with them, you're the only one paying. The people running to the back of the room are with the event. They're trying to create a Buffalo Stampede. You're uncertain, should I buy this product? You look around, people are jumping out of their chair, running to the back of the room. What do we often do? Jump out of our chair and run to the back of the room. The problem is you're using that as a weapon. It's often a one-time purchase that people have regrets for, but we just thought we'd share that in case you want to save $19.97 at your next event. So,
and let me jump in here.
Sure.
Because Matt is painting like the worst case scenario we've all seen and we've all been a party to. So don't think we're saying everybody does this and everybody who does it is doing it unethically. We're just trying to point out that when things happen below the level of consciousness, where you find yourself or others doing things without stopping and thinking, is this in my best interest? Chances are good you're getting an unconscious trigger. Now, whether it's smuggling or bungling or muddling or being a detective, you want to get to the point where you know the difference so that you're never smuggling, you minimize bungling, you never muddle, and you move into that fourth quadrant. So we don't want to paint the picture that everybody does this, but a lot of people do it. Too many people are doing it, and we're kind of out to change that.
Yes. Okay, that's fair enough. Let's talk about case study 2. Just another thing that you can consider is closing the loop. And we use this example because you did this when you registered. We asked you some questions. We were trying to get you thinking about detectives, think about being a detective. What does a detective do? They ask the good questions. They ask the right questions in the right way at the right time. And at each stage of the customer's experience, the customer's journey, be able to ask those questions in the right way to move them to yes. So we want to show you one example because you performed it already. What we call the influencer conversation is we close the loop. We didn't probably say that in the email, but when you registered, you answered some questions. And you should have noticed that you got an email about 48 hours before this event where we shared some of the results with you. We're closing the loop. It's a powerful influencer lever to use, is to give people what they want. Again, it's a lot of psychology, but what your audience really wants from you as a business person, they want to know their voice was heard. They want to know that they made an impact, they made a difference, and how they compare to others. That's how we feel about businesses as well, who ask for our opinion. It's like, yes, I could tell you, I could make you better if you'd only ask. I want to know that what I said was heard. Too often we're just given a survey and we know it goes, in a trash can somewhere or in a file, but we truly want to know, I could make you better. I could contribute, ask me the right questions in the right way, and then let me know that you heard. So that's what we did before this event. Before the training, you saw a question that looks very much like this. We asked about, what you thought about these tactics. And then you got an email that said, here's what we heard you say. And this is actual data. We went through and analyzed the data. We pulled the results and put them in there and said, at this point, 47% of you said that and 38% of you said this. We're demonstrating close the loop. We're letting you know your voice was heard. That was the reason for this, something that you can do for your audience as well. And then we also asked you a question. What would make it totally worth your time to attend? And some of those results were in the email, but I'm sharing some now. This is actually verbatim a few of the comments that were made. And you can take a look at this to see that we are addressing these because you asked. And that's something that you can do with your audience as well. Ask the right questions in the right way before the event. So when the camera turns on, you're able to say, here's what you asked. I'm going to answer these. I have all this important stuff to tell you, but you came for this. So let's address this first. That's the point of close the loop. And the third question, I'll just end here, is we asked a third question about what you wanted from the event. The question before was what outcome would make it worth your time. Then we gave you a list of things. What do you most want to know to help your own people? And this is what you said. These were the top 7 answers. So again, showing you that we heard what you said. We modified this call and this talk based on what you said. And now you can see what others in the room are also thinking to see whether you're similar, dissimilar to others. That's closing the loop. That's one of the powerful influencer levers that we use.